thanks, Mayor. It is great to be here, and wow, thanks for the key to the city. I almost think it'll open that vault in there, as big as it is. But it's great to be here. Geraldine and I are very excited to be here. I always enjoy coming to DeKalb County, and of course to Geraldine, and with my office, of course, Pam, who is no stranger to here in Geraldine, but also we have James from my office at the Gadsden office, and then Carson Clark, who is here. We are just honored to be here and at DeKalb County, and Geraldine is a part of the 4th Congressional District. As Representative Schaefer says, it's honored to represent this area and proud to have an opportunity to represent DeKalb County and Geraldine in the United States House of Representatives. But I do want to thank the mayor. I want to thank the city council, all the city leaders. There are so many people that had really put forward a vision for this to happen. And of course, Jeff and Michelle, thank you for your leadership and making this happen on a day-to-day basis. Of course, Chris Bailey was recognized, Chris, for your the donation of this building. And you know, it's this, when you see this project, it's clear that really what this project is, it's really more than a new roof or a fresh coat of paint, new walls, a new electrical system. Really, this is a cornerstone for health care for this community, and it's an investment in the well-being of the people of Geraldine and the surrounding areas. And when this idea was birthed, and when the former facility here at the Liberty Bank building and to make it a modern medical clinic came about, Mayor had reached out to me and said he had the idea about trying to do something like this. And of course, obviously, anytime I hear from an elected official that I represent, I say, let me see what we can do. You know, my position on that when I get a request for something is, I always want to say, let's figure out a way to find a yes. Now, that's not always possible, and but unfortunately, I deal with a lot of people who always start from the premise of saying no in the beginning, and I always want to say, let's find a way to make it done if possible. And so when he told me about the vision, what this would do, you know, I got my folks in Washington and said, you know, we need to see if we can find some money to try to find a project like that, help fund a project like this. And so we came up with the idea of having an earmark for out of the federal dollars in the federal appropriation bill to come to be earmarked here for Geraldine, Alabama for this healthcare system. And so we worked it, and thankfully we were able to get it done, Mayor. But thanks for calling our attention, because we needed to know what the needs are. And you know, I never presume, being in Washington, that I know the needs better than you and your community. And I'm here to listen, to try to do what I can to serve you and to take that, hear from you and take that message back to Washington and figure out how to make it work. And like I said, too many times we deal with people, and especially we deal with government officials that always seem to know the first answer is no. And like I said, my theory is we need to find a way to say yes. And like I said, sometimes it's not always possible to say yes. Sometimes it's impossible, but a lot of times it's possible if you work at it. And I'm thankful for that. But all of these things, the renovation that you see, you know, just walking through this facility as I did when I first got here, it really is a transforming and renovating renovation of this place to see what's going to happen, because it'll be the people that serves. It'll be the children who'll get their annual checkups here. It'll be the senior citizens who get their health care here. And it'll be the families who find great and compassionate health care through the health care providers, and I know they're all here today as well, that really will make this facility a beacon of light, as the pastor says, for this community. And again, I want to thank the leadership that had the vision for it. This is not something I came up with. This is what they came up with, and I just helped to facilitate. And this is really where you truly see federal, the state, and the local all coming together to make this happen. And I know it was funny when you mentioned about only asking for about $250,000, and we wanted to put it to $375,000. But this was one of those projects that we felt like that we could get some real funding for. And unfortunately, not every project we hear about can get funding like this, but this was one. And it's really communities like this that really, I realize that the people in this community is what makes this work. And your support is very pivotal and make this happen. And my commitment is to make sure that rural communities, and I know Representative Schaefer, you feel the same way, is that rural communities like Geraldine are not left out. And sometimes in government we see that everything is sort of focused on the larger cities and the metropolitan areas and the larger cities, not only in the state but across the country. But growing up in Winston County and from a rural area myself, I understand how important rural America is to the health of this country, and realize that that's what really America is all about. So what I want to do is make sure that communities like Geraldine are not left behind, but make sure that they get the attention they need, whether it be in Washington, D.C., or if you've got Representative Schaefer there down in Montgomery, to making sure that communities like Geraldine are not left behind. So when we cut the ribbon for this building in just a few minutes, really we're not just cutting a ribbon. It will be opening the door for a healthier future for this entire area, for Geraldine, DeKalb County, and the entire region. So congratulations. I'm glad to be a small part of it. Look forward to working with you and how we can make Geraldine great again, as it already is great, but make it even greater. So thank you, and may God bless, and may God bless America. Thank you.